Okay, question 4. 4a. So we have the square root of 75. We can say that the square root of 75 is in between the square root of 64 and the square root of 81. So first of all, we can definitely say that square of 75 is in between 8 and 9, so it's going to be 8 point something, right? Because square root of 64 is 8. And the square root of 81 is 9. So it's going to be 8 point something. So now we can say that from 64 all the way to 81, the distance here is going to be 17. Right? And then, so this will be over a denominator of 17. And from 64 to 75, the distance is 9. So we can estimate that the square root of 75 is just 8 plus 9 over 17. So this is how you estimate to 1 decimal places. So now we can do 9 divided by 17. Just need to add a 0.0. Maybe 4. So 10 minus 8 is 2. That will be 12. And then add an extra 0. Of course, we need to line up the decimal point. Move down the next 0. So maybe 7. 7 times 7 is 49. And then 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. And we still have a 1 here. So 0.47, if we round this to 1 decimal places, it will just be 8.5. So we can say it approximately equals to 8.5. And that would be our answer. So the square root of 75 is approximately 8.5. B. So, when you finish, you can definitely check with your calculator because we are just estimating here. And, most of the time we are going to get the answer correct. So square root of 75. And my calculator tells me it's 8.7, right? So this one is actually wrong. 64, that's 9, yeah. And then from 64 to 81, 17. 9 divided by 17 is, 0.5. So we have done everything correctly, but the actual answer is 8.7. So we do have to change it back to 8.7. B. The square root of 110. So we can say that square root of 110 is in between square root of 121 and the square root of 100. So this will just be 10 because square root of 100 is 10. The total distance from 100 to 121 is 21. So we will have a denominator of 21. And from 100 to 110 is just 10. So this will be 10 points. And then now we can do a long division. 10 divided by 21. Add a 0.0. 21 times 4 is 84. Subtract. We get 16. Move down the next 0. And 21 times 7 is 147. So again, if I round this to the closest 1 decimal places, it will just be 10.5. And that's the answer, 10.5. Again, when I finish, I still need to check with my calculator. So simply just typing in the square root of 110, and this time we get 10.5. Okay, so far 4a is the one that didn't work. We use our estimation strategy, and we got an answer that is not the same as the calculator. Okay, for C, the square root of 90. So The square of 90 is in between the square root of 81 and the square root of 100. So this will be 9 plus something, because the square root of 81 is 9. From 81 to 100, the distance is 19 away. From 81 to 90, the distance is 9 away. And then we just need to do a long division. Maybe full. Nope, that's 36. 9 times 4 is 36, and then 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7. So 4 is 176, so maybe 6. Maybe I need 7. 63, 7 times 7, then I still have 7 left. So this will be 9.5, because it's 0.47. And again, when I finish, just going to type this into the calculator to see if it's correct. And it is correct, it is 9.5. Negative square root of 300. So the square root of 324 is 18. So this is negative 18 point something. Well, actually it's negative 17 point something. It's not negative 18 point something, because that's negative 17. So same idea. I just calculate the distance here. So 324 minus 289 is 35. And then 300 minus 289 is 11. So this will be negative 17 minus, because they are negative, 11 over 35. And then I just need to do that long division, which is 11 divided by 35. So 0.0 times 3 is 105. 1 equals 0. Right, so we get 0.31. If we round this to the closest one decimal places, it would just be 0.3. So negative 17.3. And it's correct. E, negative square root of 160. It's the same strategy. I'm just going to ignore the negative for now, and then when I finish, I'll put the negative back in. It's, exactly the same. So we have 144 and 169. This will be 12, because the square of 144 is 12. So 169 minus 144 is 25. And 144 to 160 is 16. So, I mean, this one you can easily convert it, right? Just times the denominator by 4 and the numerator by 4, and you should get 64. So that's just 0.64. So we should get 12.6. And 12.6 is correct. Remember to put it back in negative. And F. F is negative square root of 125. So again, I'm just going to ignore the negative. 121 and 144. So this is 11 plus something. From 121 to 144, distance is 23. From 121 to 125, the distance is 4. And then we do the long division. 4 divided by 23, add a 0.0. So if we run this, this will be just 0.2. So that's 11.2. And it's negative. Try with the calculator. And it's correct. And then G. Square root of 204. We have the square root of 196 and the square root of 225. 196 to 225 is 29 away. 106 to 204 is 8 away. So this will be the square root of 196 is 14 plus 8 over 29. And then we do the long division. 8 divided by 29, add a 0.0. So 3 is too much, maybe 2. Let's try 8. Yeah, maybe 7. 14 plus 6 is 20. Yeah, so 0.27, if we round this to 1 decimal places, it will be 0.3. And I check with the calculator again. And it's correct. H. Negative square root of 470. So the square of 441 is 21. This is 43 away. That's 29 away. So 29 over 43. And then 29 divided by 43, add a 0.0. And then another 0. Okay, so if we round this, this will be 0.7. So 21.7. And it's negative. And moving on to I. The square root of 300. Yeah, I did this in D. It's just that this time it's positive. So I can just borrow that answer from D. It's going to be 17.3. And then J. So J is pretty big. So you can just type it in your calculator. So square root of 500. And you get 22.4. So you can see this method works, most of the time. So almost like we did 10 questions, only one of them didn't work, which was A. So this method is pretty accurate. Okay, so that's the end of question 4. I'll see you in question 5.